My name is Rachel Light. I think I'm a proprietress. I like that word. Whimzys, Doggy, Dudz. And I live in Mount Carmel, Tennessee. I came up with the name maybe a year or so ago, and but I've been making these little doggy clothes for I guess a little over 2 years. I heard the cashier and the lady at and the lady who was behind me in line at a fabric store, and they were talking about someone needing a seamstress to make some little doggy clothes, and I wasn't intending on eavesdropping, but you know, they were just right there and they were talking, and I thought, well, I'll just, you know, ask them about this. And so she told me that the people, I had a booth at Trader's Village, and so I went down there looking, and I found the people who buy most of my items right now, and you know, they get custom orders as well. But that's how Whimzys came about. Alright, these are like little reject things. There was something wrong with them, or I think here's a little cap. And see, I don't make the cap this way anymore. It just looks weird. It needed a little, you know, curve.
These are your prototypes.
Yeah. A lot of these are my prototypes, or you know, I got to going on them, and they just turned, you know, they just weren't right. Here's one that wasn't. So I didn't finish out that edge, but that's that's one of the little styles. So anyway, this is Whimsy, and what I call a harness dress. It's got a D-ring strap right down the middle, and it's reinforced. When you lay it out flat, this is what it looks like. And on the inside, it's just lined with the same fabric and trimmed out with a diagonal bias.
Tree town in county down one morning last July. Down a green boreen came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her auburn hair. Such a coaxing I shook myself just to see she was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the rare Colleen I met in the county down. As off she sped, shook my head, and I watched with a feeling rare. And I says I to pass her by, here's the maid with the auburn hair. He looked at me and he says, that's the Jim of Ireland's crime. That's Rosie McGann from the banks of the Bann. She's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the rare Colleen I met in the county down. At the harvest fair she'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shine bright and my hair turned right, for a smile from a nut brown rose. No pipe I smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow is a rusty brown, till a smiling bride by my old fireside
go ahead and slide this D-ring on, and I push it up to here so that, you know, sits my D-ring, you know, right in the middle, and that's where I want it. Go over the edge. You can just hit that little reverse, and it'll help you adjust so you get right to where you want to turn and start back up. And anchor it again. And I just cut everybody all at the same time. Attach the lining of the bodice to the top, and I just start. I go around and make sure that it's nice and equal. You know, jimmy it a little bit. Pin, you know, around curves. Okay, now so. I give erroneous information occasionally. I don't really mean to. I just haven't thought it through. Yeah, that's a little bit short. No, actually, that's just about right. Here on the curves, I need to clip the seam, and that gives it give. My fingers balance it on my belly, and just turn it inside out. And then I use the end of it to go up, and, you know, unlike for the bigger dogs, you can just stick your hand on up through there because they're so wide. But on these for the smaller dogs, you need something else to help you turn it. I want the trim. The trim is going to look like this when it gets sewn on. And you just run right along the edge. Okay, here's the underside of the skirt. And what I'm going to do is sew just on this side of that very seam. It'll sort of be a guide for me, and attach the top to the bottom. This looks so nice after it's done. So finished and haute couture. Okay, now let's pin it. Make sure they're nice and even. Right on top of each other. Start looking like something now. I like it. If I was a little dog, I would definitely wear something like this. measuring from where the opening was, and I believe this is about where we're going to. So what you do, you get one of your threads and you get a good grip on it and just start to gather. And what I do, I'll take my gathers and I try to just go ahead and push them all the way over to the other side as quickly as possible, because what happens, it kind of loosens everything up, and so all of the pulling that you're doing to gather just becomes much easier. And once you get it all the way over to the other side, it sort of just flows. And you just keep on drawing it up, kind of like the dental hygienists do when they're flossing your teeth. They just keep winding it, doing some more. And that's kind of how this is. And you want to be careful because, if you break your thread, then you have to start all over again. And, so it doesn't lay down real well, but look, see, we've got 12 inches here, so we can pull some of it out. It doesn't matter if it all comes off of one side initially. Okay, that looks like that's right about 14 inches. What I do then, I just tie this off, right over left and under, and then left over right. And that's usually, generally speaking, that's a really good knot. And I'm not just talking about sewing. Leave yourself a little extra. Now here's where my D-ring strap comes to on the outside. Even out the gathers. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a seam and attach the bodice to the skirt. Okay, now check again, make sure everybody's laying nice and flat. There's no extra stuff stuck up under there that's going to get sewed, and then right along the... Now I've got a little pucker thing going on there. Okay, that'll be alright. This will be sort of a hidden seam, and so it's okay if it's not just exactly perfect, because there'll be top stitching that goes on along with this as well, and that'll cover up any little imperfections. Okay, and so just kind of pull it real nicely. Check and make sure you don't have anything that isn't supposed to be under there. Sometimes this bodice will kind of sneak up under there, and so you really need to keep an eye out for it. To the very edge on either one of these, but we can tuck those in when we do our top stitching. Just right over the stitching here on the skirt to the bodice lining. ease it up in there and pull it down to where the stitching will be right underneath this crease. Your edge is tucked in. Nothing's being pulled. You want to make sure that your gathers, you pull on your skirt a little bit. Okay, now we're just about ready to top stitch and put the Velcro on, and we'll have Whimsy a little dress. Pull your needle up before you set your zigzag. Okay, that looks good. Well, that one did real good. Switch it back to straight stitch. And cut back across. Ooh, that's just barely. I might have to trim that. Kind of push it out so it's nice and flat. Make sure this is evened up. Now here's where it sometimes has trouble. But if you hold it down real nice and secure so there's not a bunch of wiggling, a lot of times that'll take care of any problem. Let's see what it looks like. Here we go. Of course, it is, adjustable. And and the same for the belly strap. And you just hook them together and you're ready to go.
That's adorable.
And it's lined, and any seamstress would recognize the quality of these little outfits. And then it's all done. Ta-da!